Jeremy Mayfield tested positive again to methamphetamine. We get Pete Pistone, our NASCAR reporter, on the line to talk about it. Hey there, glad to have you with us. Pete, this whole event igniting another round of denials from Mayfield. What's the word on your end?
Well, again, the first word again, Lauren, since we've talked about this, it is just a sad situation for me that we're taking the eye off the ball, if you will, on everything else that's going on in the world of NASCAR. But, Mayfield is contesting what NASCAR found on this July 6th test that has now come back for methamphetamines, as you said. And basically, he went on a media blitz earlier, yesterday, on Wednesday, actually, saying he's going to fight this to the finish, and he fiercely denies these claims and has now really got into some contentious discussion. He's throwing Brian France, NASCAR's CEO, into this. He's contending the actual substance abuse policy, the test, how NASCAR conducts this test. And so it has just really gotten ugly, and I don't know how this thing is going to end, but it's going to take a while, and it sounds like Jeremy's ready to go down in a blaze, and he's not going to back off anytime soon.
He says he doesn't trust anything NASCAR says. He also says his stepmom is trying to get money out of him. That's why, she's leaking information. Has this gone too far in your eyes?
Well, I think it has. Now they bring his stepmother in, as you said, who testified, according to the affidavit, that she witnessed him doing methamphetamine 30 times over the last 7 years. Now, this is a woman that obviously has a very strained relationship with Jeremy Mayfield, and he came out and called her some choice words, and now it's kind of gone really into the muck, I believe, on this whole deal. And he's got a camera crew following him around now, Lauren. He told Sirius NASCAR Radio in an interview that he did the other day that he's been filming everything about his life. It's just really gotten into, I hate to say this, but like kind of a Jerry Springer episode, and it's really bad for the sport because, even if this thing turns out if it turns out in NASCAR's favor, and I go back to saying you have to have faith in the sanctioning body. I believe NASCAR is too big and too credible an organization that something like this could have been tainted or tampered with, and that's just my opinion. But the world is now looking at the world of NASCAR, as I say, with a black eye, and we're not talking about the things in the sport that I think we should be talking about. And the longer this goes on and the more this gets kind of dirty and tawdry, the more it's going to just put the sport in a bad light.
Do you think it's putting the whole sport in a bad light, or is this just one individual situation, Pete?
I think it puts the whole sport in a bad light. I do. And I just... Because people that don't follow the sport, Lauren, will take bits and pieces and just kind of see some of the language that's been thrown around. And, whereas NASCAR, as I said from the start about this, I think should be applauded for putting together a pretty quick timetable, a zero-tolerance drug testing policy after the reasonable suspicion kind of policy that they had for many years, now, is kind of getting thrown under the bus, if you will, by one driver. There's a lot of people, for whatever reason, that are saying that NASCAR is trying to make an example of Jeremy Mayfield, and they're picking on him. And I don't understand that at all, because if anything, a guy like Jeremy Mayfield, an independent guy who came into the sport trying to start his own team, trying to compete with the big boys, that's a story I think that NASCAR would want to champion and would want to get out there. So I don't buy that at all and buy that theory that's out there. But as I say, overall, Lauren, it's just an unfortunate situation, and I don't know where it's going to end. I mean, lawyers are involved, and this thing could drag on forever, and certainly the war of words doesn't seem like it's going to end anytime soon.
That's absolutely right. What if he was reinstated? If he was in fact reinstated, Pete, who would take a chance on him? Is it safe to say his driving days could be over? What do you think?
Well, I think his driving days are certainly over, and as a matter of fact, he pretty much has admitted that, Lauren. I think no driver or team would take a chance on Jeremy Mayfield in a couple of areas. One, unfortunately, because of the shadow now of him not passing this substance abuse policy, and secondly, he has had a reputation over the years. I mean, let's be very honest about this. This is not the first time Jeremy Mayfield has had a public war going on. He left Penske Racing under some kind of tense situations with he and Roger Penske. He left Everham Motorsports with some tense conversations and some relationships with he and Ray Everham. He's a guy that unfortunately has had a reputation of being a little bit of a rabble-rouser, I guess, if you will, in the garage area, and now you take it to this level, and it's almost you sort of see sort of a pattern. And I know in a lot of people's minds they think Jeremy's a good guy. I can tell you personally, funny. I believe he's always has been a good guy to me in interview situations, very open with his time, and not one, obviously, to hide any of his feelings or emotions, and ready to speak kind of off the cuff. But I think his career in NASCAR is certainly over, and he has said so, and he's going to fight now for his reputation overall, and he's willing to go down in a blaze of glory, as he told everybody yesterday.
An unfortunate situation. Pete Pistone with the very latest. Many thank you.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you as well. Keep it locked right here on CBSSports.com. I'm Lauren Shehadi. We'll see you soon.